Live from Nerd Bacon HQ in Des Moines, Iowa, this is the Level Up Lariat podcast, brought to you by three of the cutest and brightest minds in the world of professional wrestling and video games. My name is Jeff, aka Jefferoff.
I'm Dave, the Watchman.
And I'm Justin, or Level Up Justin.
There we go.
And you are tuning in right here live at twitch.tv/nerdbacon as we three kings from Bacon.com bring you the latest in the world of news and reactions in professional wrestling and video games. And, of course, the archive will be available at the Nerd Bacon YouTube channel. Fellas.
Which reminds me, I got to get last week's archive up. I haven't done that.
Woo!
I was so embarrassed because of the stupid internet BS that was going on.
It's all good.
It's
we
not
still love
good.
you, Dave.
Thank you.
When stuff breaks, we blame the Watchmen. That's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah.
We still love you, Dave.
That's right in.
Yeah. Yep. Fellas, we're going to have a, I guess you can call it a truncated show, because we're all kind of itching to play some Street Fighter V Arcade Edition.
Yeah.
I'm just itching from bug bites.
Yeah, that's true. my server change here on Steam must have done the trick, because now I'm like 5 minutes away from finishing it up. So
Nice.
it was the Minneapolis
Nice.
server probably still catching fire from the Vikings win.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
I got the Chicago one's working for me, because there's nothing to do with Chicago right now.
What? There's Blackhawks hockey. What are you talking about?
That's true. That's
The
true.
finest
true.
hockey.
Hey, I'm a Penguins fan.
I know,
and
that's why I
and I
say
appreciate the Wild.
That's why I
as well,
say that.
so go Penguins and go Wild.
If I could be on a tangent for just a couple of seconds, speaking of sports ball, I'll be attending the Iowa Wild game on Friday night or on Saturday night.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then I'll be over with the Wolves on Sunday.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
the Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Check that out.
They're good people.
lovely Lauren, and sensational Sean will be attending both of those games.
So
Sensational Sean.
you went to a Wolves game recently. What'd you think? It was your first time, right?
It was. That's actually the first time I've seen any type of professional basketball played.
What do you think? I mean, as somebody who isn't a big sports ball person, what do you think?
It was cool to see basketball being played at that level live, and it kind of makes me curious. I kind of want to go see an NBA game. I'm still not a huge basketball fan, though, but it was cool. The one thing that kind of threw me was the fact that they have like traveling music in between baskets. They'll just play music on the PA system.
Oh yeah,
It's like, wait
yeah.
a second, is this NBA Jam? No.
pretty much.
Boom
Yeah,
shakalaka.
And since I attended my first NBA game ever this past weekend, I will tell you the experience between the minor league and professional and like NBA basketball, it's a whole different world.
I can only
Yeah.
And so now going back to our way of basketball would be kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been spoiled.
So tell me about that. You got to play. You are the mascot for the Iowa Wolves. And,
Oh god, get the secret out of the bag. Thanks.
Sorry, I thought that was an open secret.
Oh, I kept it. Well, in Des Moines, it's pretty much open. No, it's well known at this point in Des Moines.
Yeah.
But yeah, they sent me to Minnesota to a Timberwolves game, and it was rad. Like, it was a whole different experience, because it's not just me and the Minnesota mascots. It was, from Houston, from Orlando, from Cleveland, from Utah. Like, they're all kind of coming in, they're all kind of doing their own thing, and it was cool to rub elbows with some of the best in the league, for sure.
It was like
Right.
it sounded like it was a mascot jamboree.
It was Crunch's birthday. It was the Minnesota mascot's birthday, so they got a big shindig for him.
He invited all of his friends to play.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yay. I like
Yep,
that.
and we had a good time. So I appreciate the Timberwolves for giving me the chance to go up there, and I'll tell you guys more about it off stream, because there was some rock star things that happened while I was up there.
Oh snap! All right.
Rockstar Jeff.
It was I was treated like a rock star, and it was super cool. And I'll get into that maybe when we get some other time away from other people.
Oh my.
Oh boy.
Anyway, hockey. I mean, hockey's a better sport. Let's just be honest here. Hockey's a more exciting sport to watch live.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Even though I've been employed in basketball now for over a decade, I will say that I enjoy watching professional hockey more than I enjoy watching professional basketball.
Yeah, by far.
But,
Hockey's such a beautiful sport.
it is. It certainly is. Fellas, shall we get into some professional wrestling news?
Let's segue away from real sports and talk about
And we'll
the
go
good
into
stuff.
those sports, which
Sports
we watch
entertainment.
on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
recently was announced, I think as of yesterday, the first inductee into the Hall of Fame 2018, Goldberg.
Yeah.
Goldberg going in. This makes sense after his last run as a Universal Champion and taking Brock Lesnar out in Survivor Series. I still say him beating Brock at Survivor Series in what, like, less than 10 seconds. That was awesome. I was so down with that.
You
That
know
was so
what?
cool.
I crapped all over it at the time, but now in hindsight, it makes sense, and I was wrong
Yeah.
to crap all over it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a really cool, nostalgic run.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense than I expected it to at the time. Like I'm right with Dave. I was like, it was cool because you get that nostalgia, like you said, like of Goldberg smashing somebody in less than a minute or less than 2 minutes or whatever it was. I think it was a minute and a half or some rough, estimate. But
Right.
I mean, to have him do it to Brock Lesnar, who's still champion and who they're still ramping up to be this beast. I mean, he's going to get toppled there sooner than later, but it was kind of like head scratching at the time. But now we're like, oh, that was so cool. And now he's in the Hall of Fame, and it's well worth it at this point.
Just think of when the last time something of that caliber, like that surprising of a moment, happened. Like, holy shit moment in wrestling, and it's been quite a while since something before that.
I would say a couple of years, actually. I would say Undertaker taking that first loss from Brock Lesnar.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Still
And
might
then-
be the most surprising moment and one of probably the top two surprising moments in professional wrestling history.
Yep.
Maybe.
And I really hope that these rumors aren't true and Taker does not come back for this Mania. I think
Oh.
let the image be, let the image lie.
So that was the next point that I was going to make. The fact that Goldberg is headlining the WWE Hall of Fame class for 2018. The fact that he's headlining means The Undertaker is not headlining, which means, he is coming back for another match.
Coming back. Yeah.
So they did announce that Goldberg is the headliner of this class?
How would you have Goldberg in there and not have him the headliner?
Taker.
And usually the first person they announce is the headliner. Usually.
Right.
Last year was not the case, right? Because Angle wasn't announced until later on, wasn't he?
I don't
'Cause
know.
I don't think he was
actually don't
first to get
remember.
announced.
I'm expecting Goldberg to be the headliner. I mean, it'd be silly to do.
But does that make sense for the WWE Hall of Fame for somebody who spent most of his career in WCW? Granted, was Sting the headliner in his class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sting was the big headliner, yeah. I mean, it does now because they bought him, but I mean, I think they've kind of taken the whole WWE, WCW, and they just made it. They're just like, okay, we were separate. We've beat to death the whole Monday Night Wars thing over and over and over and over.
There's still money somewhere.
That's right, and there's money somewhere when you've got freaking Pete Dunne going up against the new Impact Wrestling champ Austin Aries.
Does Goldberg belong in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Yes, Goldberg does belong in the Hall of Fame. Even if his last match had been WrestleMania 20, he still carried WCW and was a huge part of that golden age of wrestling in the late 1990s. So I think he would still get in. Would he be a headliner? I don't know. Well, no, I'll take that back. He'd still be a headliner. I mean, he was still important enough to be a headliner.
Mainly because of the impact that he had during his time in WCW and the fact that he became their top star. I mean, when you look at the late 90s, it was him, it was DDP, it was Sting, it was Hogan. Like, you couldn't talk about World Championship Wrestling in that time and not mention Goldberg.
Right.
And the fact that he was the guy from the power plant. He was their own homegrown guy.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but all those guys you named are in. So at this point, they're just kind of putting that icing on the cake of that cherry on top, to kind of solidify the WCW, not necessarily wing, but like the WCW side of the Hall of Fame. Because Ric Flair's in there twice. Obviously, he was a bigger WCW guy, and wasn't really ever a huge WWE guy except for that back WWF run for a brief moment. But it's like you said, Sting. You mentioned Diamond Dallas Page. Obviously, Kevin Nash / Diesel, like he's in. Scott Hall. I mean, this is kind of taking the final, like, hey, this was the golden era, and putting that guy in who deserves to be in. And I think he still would have been headliner as well. I think it's just a matter of time.
After they get through Goldberg and Undertaker in the next couple of years, it's the doors open for Umaga.
There you
Woo.
go.
And the Boogeyman.
So where do we go from here? I mean, as far as so every class has to have a female entrant, a tag team entrant, a mid-carder guy, celebrity. Where do we think here? I mean, for me, tag team wise, is the other Road Warriors in?
I thought they were.
They have to be, right?
I thought they.
I don't remember them being. I thought they were, but I don't remember ever hearing about them. Like.
Level Up Justin's hitting up the internet search right now.
Yeah, give me a second here.
While he does that, ideas? I think the bigger news is that the door is wide open now, and it's starting to really look like Undertaker is coming back for at least one more match.
And that's wrong. That's so wrong on so many levels.
If the man wants to do it, though, who are we to deny him the opportunity to do it?
That's fine. And Taker do what Taker do. But it would kind of ruin that moment for me, seeing his coat and his hat sitting there in the ring, and then making a big deal about nobody touched it. Even taking down the ring, they kept the coat, they kept the hat, because that was it. And that was a moment that I want to cherish. But God damn, they're going to ruin it.
Ruin it, or they're going to try to create a bigger sense. I don't know how they could do that, because it was a lose the Roman for him, like you said, the hat on top of the jacket in the center of the ring and leave was like the most perfect send off. There wasn't a better way you can ruin it any better. I'm sure WWE creative not write that part. I mean, I think you're right. It's going to be Cena versus Taker. I think it has to be. I mean, it's going to be Cena or Taker versus or something. But.
I saw Dave's reaction. What up, Dave?
Nothing. Just being funky. Now we're coming back up.
By the way, the interweb says that the Road Warriors are in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Figured as much.
So, who else do we think? Do we think, who's left?
Let's see. Beth
Midnight
Phoenix?
Express?
Oh, you talking about tag teams? I mean,
yeah.
Well, who did we have last year? What was it was
Rock and Roll Express, right? Yeah. So Midnight Express go in this year?
Young Bucks. No, I'm just kidding.
In the words of Balky, don't be ridiculous.
About the Ming and the Barbarian. Like, why aren't I'm sure there's got to be something you can look back on and
the Rock and Sock connection. No,
there you go.
No, I'm trying to think.
Does X-Pac get in? Is X-Pac is this finally the year that Sean Waltman gets in the Hall of Fame? Round out the clique. He's the last guy.
Question is,
he'd be the mid-card guy to go in.
What? Well, that's it. He fit that. He fit that perfect.
Sloppy seconds would shine.
May she rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Question is, though, does he deserve to go in?
I think so, based on longevity and the fact that not only did he deal with the X-Pac heat, but he made a damn good career out of it.
And he was obviously, 1, 2, 3 kid before that. X-Pac, he was whatever the hell he called himself over, and he was, WCW at a different time. Or 6-pack or 6-pac. Or
he was the 6th member of NWO, so he was called 6.
Yeah. So,
by the way,
I mean,
oh, go on.
I was just going to say from a longevity standpoint, yes, but I don't really relate him to greatness, I guess. So I think for a mid card,
the Godfather's in, and he was there for longevity.
That's true. That's true. And I think you're onto something with the mid card guy. He would round out that mid card and the clique. Plus Hunter's taking over the business, so.
But the Godfather helped so many prostitutes get. He helped so many strippers throughout all these cities in the U.S. get a nice gig for a night. They didn't have to. Roxanne didn't have to take off that dress tonight because of the Godfather. By the way, YLDRMY MZZ01 says hi in our chat.
Hi.
So hello to
Hello.
you. Welcome to the Level Up Lariat podcast.
All right, let's push on with more wrestling news. Fellas, what's happening with the Spider Queen page?
Sounds like she's donezo.
Like Dunzo for Goodzo.
Like 13 hours, or no, that was earlier today, probably about 20 hours ago now. I think Bleacher Report had an article that said that they officially, even though it was kind of known before that, but they officially ruled her out for the Royal Rumble, even though she last night was in the graphic for the Royal Rumble. I think they were kind of hoping, but I think she's donezo at this point.
Yeah, it's God.
What is the
finally
injury?
answered a prayer from Vince. Thank
What
I don't
was-
have to fire her. This is
What was the actual injury? What did she injure?
She got a stinger to her neck apparently. So
Re-injury in the neck, right?
Yeah, Sasha Banks kicked her in the back of the head. She made contact, a little too much contact, and she got a stinger and couldn't feel her extremities for a couple of minutes in the ring.
Yeah, it was in a house show. The video shows that Sasha came in and it looked like I don't think Paige expected it. Maybe it was a spot that she didn't realize was coming, miscommunication or something, but she did connect pretty good to the upper back and neck area. And she went down and was down for quite a while. So
kind of the same thing that happened to Sting in that match, in his last match with Seth Rollins.
Right. And she continued, they finished out the match, but yeah, after that, I think they're pretty much relating this to Edge from what I'm reading, right? A very similar injury. So, and he, again, one of my favorites of all time, gone too soon, but it was the right thing for him. So probably the right thing for her.
He's still alive.
Dude, I know he's still alive, but he doesn't wrestle anymore. And he was gone before he should have been.
He puts on a good podcast. Him and Christian do a
yes, he does.
podcast.
Yes, he does.
I haven't listened to it yet.
You really should.
The Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness was really good on the network too, but they still about Paige, her injury.
She's done. And
she's donezo. It's a stinger, very similar to Edge's injury. She was on Raw last night. She moves around just fine, but they won't clear, right? There's no way.
No.
If they're not clearing Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, she's done.
Even though the rumors are circling up again that he might. But I don't think they will.
So what's going to happen with those two other ladies that came up with her? I forget, Daria, whatever her name is, and other girl, I can't remember her name is.
Mandy Rose, who's the blonde, buff bodybuilder chick.
What will happen to those two?
Turn one of your other girls heel. Turn Sasha Banks heel and stick them with her. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
There
are so many heels though.
The only weird thing though is the whole point of that absolution or whatever was, excuse me, was that they felt like she was the leader or the starter of the women's revolution, right? So that they would have to have, I guess they'd have to somehow like say like, oh, we went to this person, or maybe she can do like a managerial style. I don't know, for a little while or something.
There are so many female heels on Raw right now because Alexa, there's Nia, and Asuka. You could Asuka's supposed to be a heel.
She's not a heel.
Look at and look at those two with Absolution. I mean, it's like they're running out of baby faces.
Nia's not really a heel anymore right now. At least the crowd cheers for it more.
They're putting with Enzo. Enzo's a heel.
That's because the crowd wants that. You hear the cheers they're getting from that?
Yeah, I know.
It's the most ridiculous thing, but it works.
Okay. So Paige is done. That sucks.
Yes, Paige is done.
All that big hype for her return, and now just like, whatever.
I'm looking forward to her movie career.
Yeah.
Yes, and well, yeah.
Bad, Dave, bad.
Kurt Woken, Matt Hardy has confirmed that House Hardy will appear on WWE TV. So we are going to see a book they just styled, or something. Nice. House Hardy will make an appearance on WWE.
Yes.
Is this kind of a make or break moment for the Woken gimmick?
I think so. It helps restore my faith in what's going on with the Woken gimmick. Because we had heard that that Matt Hardy had creative control over the character,
right?
But it was such a slow burn, and you could feel those hints of WWE's penchant for just that one note, hitting that one note over and over again. But yeah, that tweet just restores faith that yes, it's a slow build. It's an introductory process. You have to introduce him differently than how it kind of organically formed when he was in TNA. So
right.
Maybe I'm going to say Matt Hardy loses at the Royal Rumble. And we see the introduction of House Hardy precipitate from that. And then we see another Bray Wyatt match. And this one's going to be more in the style of Final Deletion and all of that, where it's taking place at one of the compounds.
What is it with these Bray Wyatt feuds going far too long? They need to.
Way too long and not... They're
because they don't know what to do with these people.
Well, they're not only way too long, but then they're also like not...
good.
They're not good. That's just it. Like he had what we thought would be an awesome feud with him and Finn Balor, and it kind of tanked. Okay, the whole demon.
It went too long.
Well, and then when they were going to pick up steam and have this whole Sister Abigail thing, he got the fucking disease or whatever he got.
Yeah.
Which is actually a good thing because the Sister stuff was going to suck.
And then now he puts him against Matt Hardy, which again could be an awesome feud with these two, but then. It's not. Yeah, it feels rushed. It feels pushed, and now it feels like it's drawn out too long. And
well, I think this is a make or break. You're going to bring in Senior Benjamin. You're going to bring in Maxiel. You're going to bring in Rebby. You're going to bring in Vanguard 1 or whatever they're going to call him. Like this is they're going all in at least. So this is a make or break.
Are we going to get Brother Nero? You think when Jeff returns from injury?
Yes.
Yeah. The injury will break him. So yes.
Or do you think? Because there was talk of them going separate ways, like him going back to like Jeff Hardy that won the world title way with it. So
bring Brother Nero.
Not at first. I think Brother Nero will come in first, and then they'll maybe break where like, oh, I see the light, and there's something that no.
And I think that's the right way to do it, personally. So
which is why they won't do it. Bringing up on news from last week that I had broke. Via Dave Meltzer. Ricochet has officially...
you didn't break it.
I didn't break it. I didn't say I did. I broke it through Dave Meltzer. That Ricochet has officially reported to the Performance Center.
All right.
King Ricochet is officially part of, I assume, NXT. Since NXT put that tweet out.
NXT's the one that put the message out, and he went to the Performance Center. I'm imagining it's going to be an NXT debut. This
is awesome because Ricochet is one of the best in the world. So he's up there with like Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. and you could put him in like Kota Ibushi and even a Kenny Omega style on this. But man, Ricochet is awesome. So let's see how the Evil Empire screws this thing up.
Well, I think under Triple H down in NXT he'll be just fine. I think that he can work with them just fine because I think it's once he gets to the main rosters where if Daddy Vince isn't gone or isn't giving the reins over to Triple H, then yeah, I think you'll see them flounder him. I think they'll try to stick him on 205 Live or something.
I really hope not.
I really hope they don't do that.
But I could totally see him doing that.
I know, me too. And you mentioned Will Ospreay, by the way. I know he's got I think he won a title at Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Yes,
I think he did.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion.
I meant to mention this last week, but Drew McIntyre tweeted or Instagrammed or said something on social media that said he'll see you later this year. Oh. So I don't know if that means he's coming over or what's going on, but
it makes sense for him to come over. I mean, this is the time for him to join the NXT fad right now that all these indie darlings are getting a hold of. We might. I'm going to put a might asterisk on this. We might do a watch along at the Rumble. I think it'd be fun if we did do a watch along of us watching the Rumble.
We can do that.
So we'll file that in we'll discuss and we'll come to that later on. I will say this as well. Next Monday is the Raw 25th anniversary.
Ooh, lots of big names are prepared for the show.
Will be a big deal, so I'll be watching Raw again.
Yeah.
Also, I will say that Braun Strowman is still the best thing in wrestling right now. God damn it, I love Braun Strowman so much, and he's going to be the next universe. When Brock drops this title, it will be to Braun Strowman
at WrestleMania.
Because they're at WrestleMania because they're putting so much behind Braun right now.
Yeah.
They're going all in on this unstoppable monster among men thing. I'm so into it. He will not win at the Rumble because Kane will get in the way, but it will set up Braun versus Brock at Mania. So Braun takes the title and gets anointed as the next Universal Champion and be badass.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna. At Mania, it's gonna have some sort of stipulation like a cage or something.
What
I could
about
see that.
Roman Reigns?
Intercontinental Championship.
If only Braun and Roman could have a baby, then Vince would be happy.
Oh boy!
And of course, next week we'll do our Royal Rumble predictions as well, because the Rumble
Roman Strowman.
Roman Strowman.
There you go.
Sorry.
Oh boy, that's better than Braun Reigns. So
shut the stream down. It can't get any better than Roman Strowman.
Roman Strowman.
That sounds like a boxer on Ready to Rumble. That sounds like one of those really bad, like, we couldn't think of an actual name. We're calling him Roman Strowman.
Yep, it does. It sounds like Roman Strowman coming to the ring to face off against, I don't even know who they had in the game back then, but yep, I could see that.
Afro Thunder
versus Roman Strowman.
Yep.
All
right, any other wrestling news you want to get to before we get to video games?
No, let's talk about video games for a truncated show. This is...
Well, it's Mediacom's fault, not our fault. Guys, the Dragon Ball FighterZ open beta happened last weekend, and I got to play it. Justin played it. David, you played it at all?
Yeah, I did play it.
Yay!
All right. Now, servers were up and down, mostly down. I was able to get in on both Xbox and PS4. Guys, this game is fucking rad. Like, when I was able to actually play it, this is going to be great. Am I wrong in this? Like, this seems really cool.
No. Even sensational Sean, who is the most pessimistic of all, in a good way, but he can be rather pessimistic. Even he was like, "Yeah, this is pretty fun." So
yeah, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, even for someone who, I'm getting reintroducing myself to the fighting game community and having you guys help, shine the light to help lead me in that direction. Even for me, like, I hooked it up. I played on PS4, and even with the fight stick, like, it felt so good. I never once I felt so powerful, even when moves weren't doing that much damage. I just felt so powerful. It looks and plays phenomenally when it runs.
Right.
It powerful.
As I was saying throughout my live stream, was that this is why you do these betas, because you can find out how far your server can go before it breaks, and then you fix it. So that's why these beta things exist. Hopefully, unless was the case in Street Fighter V, you actually fix this shit.
Right.
I heard they literally had one person working on netcode for Street Fighter V.
Oh my god.
And that makes total sense. Seeing how that game launched.
Supposedly it's better now. We'll find out.
We will find out here tonight, because Arcade Edition got released, and we are all three going to be playing that game tonight.
Right.
But anyway, back on Dragon Ball. Get back on Dragon Ball, damn it.
Okay.
Yes.
Dragon Ball.
Because, yeah, I liken this a lot to Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Okay.
Because yes, there are three. Your teams are three.
Okay.
Now, it does not move as fast as MVC3. It's also not as goddamn confusing as MVC3 is.
Right.
It's still kind of confusing.
Still kind of confusing. But I like how you set your team and your stage and your music before you get into a match. So you have your preset teams, and then you pick, I want to go team 1 or team 2 or whoever. I kind of mained Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo, but I was kind of getting the hang of Frieza for a bit. I don't think Gohan is for me, but I know that Goku and Vegeta are for sure my two guys.
That was adult Gohan, wasn't it, that you were playing as?
Yes, that's what I know.
Because you could play as
Teen Gohan.
Teen Gohan was in the trainings, and then adult Gohan was in the battles, or maybe because in the trainings you played as the younger Gohan.
Right. You guys should be very afraid, because I was getting pretty damn good at it. I was getting some quality wins, I feel. It's real simple. Just hop in, throw Kamehamehas or special beam cannons or whatever you want to throw.
Right.
And it all looks super good. It all looks and animates super well. And I love when you knock somebody, like after the end of a match, you do your mega, your super, like your meteor strike, or you hit your heavy, you knocks them into a wall, and it could change the stage you're playing on for the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
it's little touches like that that really set this game apart from other games.
Right. And it's not just it kind of just harkens back to like an Injustice, where you hit them and you go through the wall and you're going to play on a different area. But like these have so much more destructiveness to it, and
You blow up the goddamn world. You blow up the goddamn world.
Yeah, and I don't know if either of you got in the training. I did the father-son Kamehameha with Gohan and Goku, and holy shit! Like it just looks like you're just like you said, you blow up everyone. I just feel bad for the collateral damage. So
now
yeah,
you mentioned
it's so cool.
You did the tutorial. How did you get into the tutorial? Because I was looking around everywhere for a tutorial and I couldn't find it.
So if you go
practice cloud.
when you first go up the stairs, you go to the left, and there's this giant yellow cloud. Now, Jeff and I said the exact same thing on our streams because I watched his and I rewatched part of mine, and they have this giant yellow cloud, but you only have to talk to the little guy that's in the corner where everybody was huddled around.
Yeah.
So you didn't only have to go in that.
To
And then there was like different.
You talk to a guy, and there's this big giant space that nothing is there for. That could be something when the game actually launches.
Sure.
But you talk to a dude, and there's the like do tutorial battles or do whatever that is. And we'll step by step. We'll show you what to do.
There was a couple modes that weren't unlocked, of course, because of it being the beta. So
Right.
But yeah, we did those. I did it through twice. The last time I did it, I recorded and put it up on YouTube. I just haven't really gotten to mess with it much because I wanted to put some nerd bacon stuff into it. But it's just it plays so nice and it's so fluid and it's not uber confusing. There's still a lot that I was learning, but overall, like I felt like I got the hang of it. And the match I played online, I won relatively decisively, so I felt really good about that as well. So
yeah, I think you played a couple matches.
Hang on.
I was able to get in good 12 matches.
what?
Like
Comes fire.
damn my characters again. Now I'll spend $3. Bonus shit work.
Ooh. That's perfect. So I'll spend a little bit. Almost bought a new TV to sign up to.
I was gonna buy a TV, but I'm too good for it.
No, I just pulling the trigger on the money. You know what I mean? Even though I had the extra money because we all got a $1,000 bonus at work.
So you can buy the season 3 character pass as well for $30.
Yeah, and if you buy it right now, you get like I guess on PlayStation you get a small bonus too. I don't know if it's on Skype or on.
It's not on Skype. I'll guarantee that.
Steam. On Steam. Excuse me.
Sakura, Blanca, Falk, Cody, G, and Sagat.
G
looks Amish.
G looks like a president.
It's like Abe Lincoln. That's dope. I need to buy this. They're not all released though, right?
No, it's just Sakura's released at the moment.
Okay.
4 score and 7 frames ago.
Then I'll grind some fight money and get Sakura. But I'll buy
Sakura's
too.
free right now
she's
for
free.
a week. Like a demo tryout.
Oh, so she's quote unquote free.
Yeah, for like a week. Okay, we back up. It looks like
We're up.
When I play Street Fighter, I'm free.
So anyway, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon Ball
open
Fighters
beta
looks so good.
thoughts.
It looks so good, guys. It looks so good.
It does.
Oh my god, I was able to get at least 10, 12 matches in. I think I won maybe 7 or 8 of them.
You had a pretty decent record when I tuned in.
Yeah, I was doing. I'm no mean to brag, but I was doing fucking good.
Yeah, pretty good. There was a couple times where I was like, "Damn it, Jeff, do this," but then you do something else. I'm like, "Oh, that was badass." Like, it was pretty cool.
It's a matter of I love like the air combos. Again, like Marvel vs. Capcom with the air combos. I need to get those together. But that homing attack, if you can counter it, you can always counter it pretty easily. If you throw in a good a light punch on that, because I got worked a couple times doing that. But if you can utilize everything, you can utilize the homing, utilize the tag-ins, utilize snapping them out for another person. Like
Right.
there's so much stuff going on, but I understand it all.
Well, being able to do the moves where you can do a super with one, and then if you hold like L1 or L2 or whatever, and then the other person comes in and does their super, being able to coincide those two together and figure out. I mean, it's so cool.
So cool.
And it does so much damage, but then other moves don't, and it's a real nice balance. I do feel like they, excuse me, I do feel like they could, they may that homing attack may get a small adjustment. That's the only thing I've seen.
They should nerf that whole Kid Boo's ground hit, because that thing can be overpowered. That thing can be, if he just punches down, even if you're blocking, you get hit. I think that's kind of shitty.
Oh, sure. I didn't play too much against him. I didn't play with him at all, but that's who. I think it was Beerus, Kid Boo, and Frieza. That's who like Maximilian was playing as. I was watching his stuff, and he was owning some people with that one. So
yep. Also, I love this online lobby system. ArcSys does this with most of their games, with the online lobby, avatars running around kind of deal.
Right.
It's really cool. It seems like it's not a big deal. It's a big deal to me. Because, like, I can actually just run around and do stuff. Like, in Guilty Gear Rev 2, you can, like, fish in online lobbies and get in-game, like, avatars and trophies and stuff like that just by fishing online.
And I think that might be what some of that space is for.
Sure.
Fishing.
Fishing, yes.
Well, yeah.
Or some sort of like activity you can do in the actual lobby, which is neat.
There's so much more room for activities.
Why is fishing so inherent in Japanese games?
I don't know.
Why is fishing so in right now in games in general?
No, but it's been like that ever since like Ocarina of Time. There's always been fishing.
Oh, right.
Japanese games.
And that's been a Monster Hunter thing for quite some time. I mean, Final Fantasy's had that for quite some time.
Yep.
I mean, not Japanese. World of Warcraft's had that, obviously, and all MMOs have that. So it's fishing in video games is just a thing.
Right. Hey, Doc Rock.
Hey, Doc Rock.
Yes, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Fighters.
For a moment, thanks for gracing us with your presence.
Jeez, Doc Rock.
We've all been mispronouncing the name of that title, name of that game for so long. I feel bad, but Dragon Ball Fighters. is coming out next Friday the 26th on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Yep. I think all three of us are getting on PS4, correct?
Yeah.
And then we are going to do a fight night. I think the three of us are going to attempt to do a fight night of us playing Dragon Ball FighterZ against each other. And we'll see how that pans out.
Yep.
I fully expect the first day the servers to be horseshit because of what it is. So but and it may not. Yeah, bye, Doc Rock. Already leaving us.
Thanks, bye.
And she's gone. But no, I think we'll be able to do something pretty soon after. So.
Yep. Once the servers stabilize on Dragon Ball, I feel like the servers on Dragon Ball's Fighters will be better than Street Fighter V will be. Because you really can't do much worse.
And I don't know what they're like right now. Like I said, I don't know what.
Street Fighter servers have been all right for a while.
When Street Fighter V launched.
Oh, when they launched, yeah, that's not much hard work.
Right. So we'll see how Arcade Edition pans out later tonight. All right. Nintendo's Mini Direct. You guys actually watched it and know all the details. Fill me in about the Nintendo Mini Direct.
Jeff, did you not watch it?
I was at work and so I work outside all day. And I'm wearing like 7 or 8 layers of clothing, like checking in cars off transport. All of a sudden, I hear ding, ding, ding. I'm like, I gotta take my glove off and take this stuff. What the hell are you guys doing? Is this?
They got the phone in layer 4. Let me get through these 3.
Like coveralls and jeans and like 5 shirts. And I'm like, what is happening to my phone? So,
hi Dave.
So a lot of ports are coming to the Switch. A lot of old ports are coming to the Switch.
Yes, it was the Nintendo Direct Port Edition. So we're getting a port of The World Ends With You, which might have been the most surprising thing from Squaresoft.
Yes.
It was there's a rabid, I don't know, it's a rabid cult following of people who really loved the DS version, not the 3DS, but it came out on the DS.
Right.
Back when I lived in Chicago like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a badass game.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it, but that's coming out on Switch. I think it's got remastered graphics and everything, so that's pretty cool.
I do want to know how the combat works, because on the DS version, like you would fight on the top screen with the buttons, and then it would come down to the bottom screen, and then you use stylus to fight that way.
Maybe you got some motion controls.
I wonder how they'll do that with the Switch.
So that's coming. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is coming.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
With what? One or two new characters, right?
I think at least one. They got Funky Kong.
Funky Kong,
yeah,
which basically is like playing the game on easy mode from what it looks like, because he's invincible to so much.
And then
Funky Kong.
There's like a 30-page thread on Reset Era on what Retro is working on. And everybody's like,
excuse me.
Yeah, I know, right? Everybody's like freaking out, like, I hope it's not another Donkey Kong. Is it another Donkey Kong? There's just like, they're all over the place. Oh, it might just be a new IP. They're all over the place. And here I'm just snickering. I'm like, you people, it's so obvious. It is obviously Earthbound. Obviously.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah.
It doesn't take 5 years for Donkey Kong. I know we did this last week. It doesn't take 5 years for Donkey Kong, though. Retro's whole mission statement is not to make their own IP. So it's Earthbound. Anyway, it's just funny that they got 30 pages on just being stupid. But anyway.
also from last week we talked about From Software making Metroid. No, From Software is making Dark Souls remastered.
Well, they're porting over Dark Souls remastered,
right?
But that doesn't mean that they're not working on Metroid, and they may not even be doing the port. Ports can be farmed out to a third-party company. I mean,
right?
Ultra Street Fighter 4 on the PlayStation 4, that didn't come from Capcom. That came from a third party. So
right. I mean, it was so strange, though. It's strange seeing Dark Souls on a Switch because why? That's a weird one to me on the Switch.
They got to get an introductory project before Metroid. I mean, you know?
True. Does this make you want to play Dark Souls on the Switch?
Not on the Switch, no.
Nope.
I've never played. Excuse me, I got the hiccups going on, man.
Damn.
I gotta play. I've never played a Dark Souls game myself, and I just never had the interest. Seeing that.
Oh, hang on, we're dropping just a little bit.
Oh, damn.
Hang on, just a second. Just a second.
Man.
Just a second. Stability issue. Skype still says I'm good. All right, I think we're coming back up.
We still see you, yeah.
All right.
We going again?
Yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
Justin, Dark Souls, go.
I was just saying I've never played a Dark Souls game yet, and seeing that it was actually revealed just slightly before the Direct was launched on YouTube, just randomly, by the way. They didn't they just threw it out there. And if I'm going to get it, I'm just going to get it on one of my other consoles just to play it. But I mean, I'm not that interested to play it on the Switch. This is one of those cases of people always talk about, oh, I want all these games to come to the Switch, but then when it does come to the Switch, do you really want it on the Switch? Because like everything would be good on the go. I'd love to be able to take Street Fighter V on the go. I'd love to be able to take, the Dragon Ball Fighters on the go.
Oh man, that'd be so dope.
But like, not every game is something that I need to take on the go. I don't really want Dark Souls on the go.
I'm just not that interested in that particular game personally.
No.
I tried playing. I think I played Demon Souls a little bit with Sean back in the day, and then I think I rented Dark Souls. And
did you change screens on the stream, Dave?
I don't think so.
I got the intro screen on my stream.
Oh yeah, I did. I'm using that as like a technical difficulty screen.
Sorry, the delay is real.
Oh yeah, it's real.
Well, and I think too, if I was going to play a game that's like that, the game I would probably get is Bloodborne because I haven't played that yet.
Neo for me, I would actually finally pop in Neo and play that.
Oh sure.
Neo is a cool game.
Neo's really cool.
Yeah.
So let's see, Dark Souls is coming out. That was kind of the big one more thing moment at the end of the Direct. There's that SNK, that weird female fighting game that's coming out from SNK. It's like really casual and kind of fan servicey. So it's really interesting that it's coming out on the Switch.
Yeah.
You talking about the SNK heroines?
Yes.
Yes. SNK heroines or heroines. Yeah, that's very unique. I wasn't sure how to feel about it at first, and I don't know that it's going to be a game I pick up, but it definitely is. It is fan servicey. That's really all it is at this point.
Yeah. And that's cool.
Well,
I mean, I don't want it for $60, but I would check it out for 20 maybe.
Sure.
So it wasn't a really high-powered Nintendo Direct. It felt like it was a Nintendo Direct that was out to kind of placate the rumor that had come out at the end of December saying, well, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct probably January 11th. And then, no announcement or anything. And then Nintendo teases people on social media, nothing. And then they just shadow drop this the morning of the 11th. It's like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And, I feel like after they teased it, I was like, okay, it's coming. Something's coming. And like we talked about, like they obviously had thrown together stuff before, but this one literally came out of left field. Like they didn't say anything about it other than like trolling people on Twitter and online. So I'm glad that it came out, but I was really kind of also intrigued by the fact that this was it was a mini, but it did its purpose. It just showed this is what we got coming out early 2018, and then there'll probably be another Direct in like April or May.
Yeah,
and then you'll have E3 later on. So
I think a little bit sooner. I think we'll get one in February or March.
Oh yeah, we could.
And then probably nothing big until E3.
Okay.
Moving on. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it did everything I wanted it to. I mean, I didn't have a lot of expectations. It hit on the stuff for early 2018. It talked a little bit about some ports. It set the stage, right. and that was it. So
I was surprised that we didn't get anything on Kirby or Yoshi. Actually,
I thought we got something Kirby.
We did get a Kirby game.
Maybe I was just
that Star Allies thing, right?
Oh, okay. Right, never mind. My mistake.
That's out in what, February? I
think? Never really paid that much attention to Kirby.
And there you go. That's the problem.
I think maybe
even though there was a release.
I think maybe it was because Kirby was on the Game Boy and I didn't have a Game Boy, so I just always blocked it from my consciousness.
Kirby's totally NES, dude. Kirby's Adventure NES game, fantastic.
True. That's true.
And then the Kirby's always the character that they put experimental shit on. Like Kirby is like Canvas Curse, and they put him in the clay, and they put him in the yarn, and then just they try stuff out. They made a golf game about him on the SNES, which was awesome, by the way. Kirby's Dream Course.
Oh, that's the other thing. We're getting a new Mario Tennis game. That was a surprise.
Okay, can I say something?
Yes.
So the Wii U version of that was shit because there's no content to it. So hopefully bring it to the Switch. Okay, good Mario Tennis. Now give me Mario Golf, damn it. But because the Mario Golf on 3DS was awesome. Mario Tennis needs to have more stuff to it. They could put on the Switch. Damn it, that Wii U version was so bad.
Well, and it looks like it does have quite a bit more content. Like there's an actual story mode to it. Mm-hmm. And it looks like there's quite a bit more that they're showing. They didn't really go too into detail, but that's out. That's actually out relatively soon, I believe. I don't remember the exact release date on that. I have to look it up. But
Mario sports games tend to have like good like RPG story stuff to it, like especially in the GBA.
Yeah.
But the newer stuff, again, that 3DS Mario Golf is rad.
And you know what? We should have seen this one coming a mile away.
Why?
Because Mario sports games, there's at least one relatively early in a console's life. So we knew, we obviously didn't have any there. Like there hasn't been any Mario sports games, and now there's a tennis one, and we're like, oh shit, there's a Mario tennis game. Well, there probably should have been one, or was going to be one. We just never really thought about it. Especially I was almost surprised they didn't go back to the Olympics again, which I'm glad they didn't. But
do you think they're going to with the winter ones coming up?
No, they would have announced it by now.
Right, which is why I'm okay with them. And this is spring 2018 for the tennis.
Oh, there we go.
I was actually hoping Mario Golf, but whatever. We'll take tennis.
Yeah, give me a full-on like Mario dodgeball game or something, because they put that in that. Well, they put the dodgeball into like the Mario Sports. I think the 3DS.
Right.
The 3DS and the Wii one. Came out to one. They did like some sports mega mix one with like dodgeball and basketball and volleyball and hockey or something like that. So I would love a full-on like Mario hockey game.
That'd be cool.
So I can cross-check Luigi or just
if you can dodge a bullet bill, you can dodge a ball.
There you go. See, now we're speaking in Mushroom Kingdom style.
There we go.
Mushroom Kingdom style. Okay, Justin, this is all you, man. What's going on with Quantic Dreams, makers of Detroit Become Human?
Don't got a whole lot with it, but it's all over the interwebs. Just long story short, they're being accused of a toxic work environment and workplace harassment. Obviously, the president of Quantic Dreams is denying all that, but there's a lot of accusations going on right now, and that's really all it is at this point. So it just disgruntled either employees or former employees, just really just not happy with it, and I think this may even hurt the release of Detroit. I think because we still don't have a release date for it. I guess they're talking. There was some people that were upset that they added. Okay, here's the thing. Video games is an art, right?
Right.
Sure.
Video
Yes.
games is a way for us to escape reality. Now, sometimes games, and Detroit Become Human looks like one, that blends the line between reality and the realities that we go into in our game worlds. Because
Much
they
like
had
Heavy Rain and
Exactly.
Indigo Prophecy. So yeah.
Right. So they go into this whole that domestic violence scene or whatever that was big and talked about with the robot or the woman like nanny robot or whatever, and then the dad like gets mad at the daughter and he ends up killing her in like the trailer, whatever, or the video they showed. Well, there was some employees that didn't want that to like actually be in the game and that are disgruntled about it, and I'm like, well, it is an art form, so like it's just like a movie. You have to like there's ways that you can explore that if it's done tastefully, obviously. But I guess there's people that are claiming, like I said, a lot of issues with they're just basically under fire over like inappropriate studio culture, inappropriate like work environment, like toxic work environment, workplace harassment. So a lot of that's going on right now, and I don't know if that's going to affect anything, but I thought it was interesting to kind of talk about, and I didn't know if you guys had heard about it or anything.
Another milestone for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds as it hits 3 million players on Xbox at the end of 2017. Now, keep in mind, the game came out in December.
December 12th.
December 12th.
It's
And it hit
amazing
3
what happens when you
million
have
players.
5 releases for your system in a year.
Yeah.
What this is doing is yet again showing that PUBG is a phenomenon, and that's why on my predictions, it's going to be on other consoles very soon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question at this point is, what's the longevity of it? Like, how long until this star burns out?
That's true, and I would have thought that it would have burned out a little bit already, but it's still chugging along. I mean,
We're in peak burning right now because
Yeah.
other games are cribbing on this. I mean, Fortnite's
Right.
Battle Royale is that. Paladins, and more games are putting this mode into it, so it ain't going away anytime soon.
And Fortnite just put in a new map, and I think PUBG just did that on PC, and they just put a patch out last week that helped with frame rate issues on the Xbox. I own it. I still haven't played it. I probably should just to try it out, but I mean,
They just added new crates for new gear in there as well.
So I mean, it's just a matter of time. I mean, as long as they keep adding new content, it's fresh.
Again, you look at something look at Rocket League, a game that, oh my god, it's just car soccer. This will never catch on. It's still being played, and
Yeah,
it's having
that's
world
true.
championships, and
Right.
it's getting all these free updates. The same thing what PUBG is doing, and it's having these big esports events. So this is a phenomenon that I think will last at least the next 4 or 5 years until we get a proper PUBG 2 or whatever they want to go from here.
Sure.
This is a very, very big deal.
I think you'll see other franchises bite off on it as well. Like, I'm sure a Ubisoft game will bite off on it. I wouldn't be surprised if like a Division 2 had something like that, or Call of Duty having something like Halo, having something like that. So I think it's just a matter of time.
How
before
cool would
you see...
it be if Red Dead Redemption 2 had that mode in it? I mean, GTA 5 had it. If
Red Dead?
RDR2 has a mode, an online mode that's just a battle royale in the Wild West, how cool would that be?
I'm sure they will. I mean,
That would be pretty cool.
Red Dead
Rad.
Redemption 2 is going to have a strong online component, and that's probably the reason it's going to be delayed. But
Who predicted that? I did.
Only if I can be an Indian.
I predicted that.
I predicted that. On this podcast last week, I predicted that.
It was in my article, which came out before the podcast.
I didn't read it because I'm a loser. I'm a terrible person. So
I read it.
who's gifting you a copy of MVC
No,
Infinite.
it's not. It's not that hard of a prediction. That one's an easy one.
It's a Rockstar game. It'll get like.
Yeah, I think you might have. You probably had said something about it a while back.
Well, I did.
Sure.
And I'm just agreeing with you.
Because I'm just a fucking genius. That's why I'm on this podcast right
Vince
now.
McMahon certified.
Exactly. God damn it! I know what I'm talking about.
Oh damn, we got another Vince McMahon sighting.
They're all over the place.
December hardware numbers came out. Switch was number 1 as far as console sales went. As far as in the December, Xbox was number 2. Sony taking a back seat to both these things, probably because the Xbox One X was still so new, and the Switch was finally getting steam, and it's cheaper, and there's Super Mario Odyssey, and there's great games on it. So I think that will explain that. But guys, the Switch is a huge hit.
Switch Mania is running wild, brother.
What you gonna do when Switch Mania comes running at you?
I'm gonna play Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
I played it on my stream yesterday. The Switch is an incredible machine. It's super awesome, and the fact that it's got the games that it has already, and it's got the games that are coming to it, whether it be ports. I'm fully expecting virtual consoles sooner than later. Right. It's just a matter. It's just a matter of time. It's going to be like the ultimate Nintendo machine at this point. So,
and whenever they finally put their online service out and start getting those free retro games for a month or whatever, I'll pay $5 for that a month or whatever they'll price tag is, $5-10, whatever it is.
Yeah, and then once they get Pokemon on there, I think it's going to be all over.
Right. Metroid Prime 4 will be massive. I'm sure.
Animal Crossing, you guys, listen to me.
Animal Crossing will be big.
That I could see that being announced this year. I really could.
I mean, it's hard because it's coming off the heels of the mobile launch, and they kind of have to put effort into that before they do it proper.
Hey, that's okay. Super Mario Run, mobile launch next year. Super Mario Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're two way different games.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Completely different games.
They may be completely different games, but the Animal Crossing, isn't exactly like a completely different game on the mobile device. But if you were to play Animal Crossing on the Switch versus Animal Crossing on your phone, obviously you're going to get a more true experience on your Switch.
Okay, fine. So when do I get my proper Puzzle Fighter then?
Oh man, that's your talk to Capcom. I had nothing to do with that one.
I wish they would shoehorn that into Arcade Edition. Like, oh, by the way, we have Puzzle Fighter. Because Mortal Kombat did it with Deception. Yes. Why can't I have that in this? Because Puzzle Fighter's fucking awesome. And the mobile game, I play it every day.
Yeah, mobile game's phenomenal.
I'm up to Super Silver now.
Woo!
It takes forever to grind like my characters to get levels, and god damn it. So I have like Ryu, Chun-Li, and Chuck Green as my trio. I need to get a third blue in there, like X.
I gotcha. Yeah, I don't even remember who I had. I haven't been playing it.
Because you want to get your affinity together to like all your blue gems together, make it more powerful. But anyway, Puzzle Fighter is a good mobile game.
Anyway, so back to Switch.
Good Switch. All right.
Yeah, the Switch, no surprise, really, in the number 1 console in December.
What do you guys think that the Xbox One X overtook the PS4 and the PS4 Pro? Like Microsoft took second as far as that's concerned. Again, it's because it's a newer hardware stuff.
Right.
Well, it wasn't the Xbox One X specifically. It was Xbox One.
Xbox. Yeah, they didn't specify.
Yeah.
Which one?
People buying the One S because it's cheaper.
Yeah, you're selling it for So that's not surprising. I mean, it's selling for $189. That's a great price. There's great content out on it. And I mean, I hate to sound like a fanboy or something. You've already got 70-some million PlayStation 4s that are already in the wild. So
at some point, yeah.
No, right now you do. So this is...
No, I mean, at some point it's going to start to dwindle. I mean, not at the player base, but like the sales may dwindle a little bit. Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. So yeah, this is, people are like, oh, this is $200 is within that throwaway disposable income range. This is people buying a second system.
Sure.
So Sony should not be concerned about this at all.
No, not at this point.
No. Mm.
The generation belongs to Sony at this point. I think the people who should be worried, I would be worried if I were Microsoft. I'd be worried about Nintendo catching them for second place by the time this is all done.
Sure.
Could be, yeah. I mean, it's definitely on the path to being
everybody picking up
massively
Monster Hunter, or are we
only going with
successful? But
I'm getting both. I'm getting both
what are
Dragon
we
Ball
picking
and
up?
Monster Hunter. So
I'm just going with Dragon Ball right now.
I think I'm doing the same. I think I'm going just Dragon Ball.
that's fine, you guys. I'll play Monster Hunter.
I will watch. I've never been into it. I was curious because like if you both were gonna dive, I was gonna take the leap and I was gonna that we could play all together, but I just know which one I'm gonna enjoy right off.
So the Monster Hunter World bundle includes the black PS4 branded with the Monster Hunter stuff, 1 terabyte hard drive, Crimson DualShock 4 with Monster Hunter stuff on it, and a copy of the actual game. And it will be very limited quantities on January 26th, exclusively at GameStop for $449.99.
Okay.
PS4, Xbox One that day, coming to Windows PC this fall, as far as the game itself is concerned. Let's see. Rumors suggest that Jake Gyllenhaal could replace Ben Affleck as Batman.
Poo. Whatever.
What?
I know.
Way to
let's
stomp on
see.
that character.
Horizon Zero Dawn leads 2018 DICE Awards finalists.
It's not surprising. Great game.
Okay.
Lauren's been
Very-
like obsessed with that game. She's gotten back into it and been playing the heck out of it.
Oh, I should talk to her then. I just
should.
started it.
You should.
The Dragon Ball FighterZ beta extension did not happen, in case we didn't know. They were talking about that, did not come to fruition.
Yeah, it did.
The extension?
Yeah, they extended it for 24 hours. It was on their Twitter feed.
Well, I thought it ended on the 16th, either way.
I think they extended it a little while.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Expanded edition of Final Fantasy 15. They're calling it Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. Coming to consoles on March 6th, right alongside the PC release of Final Fantasy 15.
Well, that's cool if you haven't jumped into Final Fantasy 15 yet.
Which you really should, 'cause I played some of that Comrades multiplayer expansion. That's pretty neat.
See, I haven't touched any of the expansions or anything. I just played the base game, but I like the base game a lot. It's one of the games that I've actually finished.
It's a damn good game. So, Final Fantasy Royal Edition will include all previously released content for the game and several additions. I'm trying to see here. Biggest change coming in the Royal Edition is an expansion of part of the world. Players can roam around a larger version of the city of Insomnia, a dungeon that offers new side quests and enemies. Just introduced was first-person mode, so that's there as well. In let's see, Square Enix did not say if that new camera applies to the season pass content, which is the Comrades and all the episode Gladios and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
All that will be thrown on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One version. Hard disk space. If you want to play the game in 4K, you'll need 155 gig of storage available.
Ooh.
Even without 4K, the game requires a 100 gig of space.
Holy crap.
Pre-orders go live for the Windows edition on February 1st. Yada, yada, yada. So that will be, March 6th for the Royal Edition of Final Fantasy 15, as well as the PC version.
No, thank you.
That's a lot of space. That's why I never tried to get into Elder Scrolls Online, was because the hard drive requirements were ridiculous.
God damn it!
I think it was like. Go on.
No, the game is cool. Like Elder Scrolls ESO was a great game, but god damn it, it takes so much hard drive space.
I was considering it because I remember a couple of years ago it was really cheap somewhere, and I was like, I might jump in for this for like $17. Why not? 60 gigabytes. No, it was probably more than 60 gigabytes. It was something ridiculous. It was obscene. It was like, no.
And I got the Xbox Games with Gold happening right here for January month. Begin with The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 3. It's a Diablo-style game. I didn't know they made a third one. I have the first two on my Steam, and I didn't. Third one, sure, fine. It's free. January 16th through February 15th is Zombi, Zombi, which came out, which is a Wii U launch game, which came available on everything else.
was also a PS Plus game. Like you get that free
Yeah,
if you.
Yeah,
summers ago.
they busted it out a couple times for free stuff.
I'll try it out.
I would say Tomb Raider Underworld. That ended on the 15th, so it's done. So right now, Xbox 360 Army of Two, the first one, till the 31st.
Not a bad play. Not a great game. Not a terrible game.
Nope. I personally re-upped my PS Now subscription for $20, and because I saw some great games on there, and it works better on my current internet speed. So I played some Gravity Rush Remastered.
Oh.
And I realize that controls like crap, but I'm still enjoying it. It's just hard to control some of that shit.
It's a tough one to get used to, but
yeah,
Gravity Rush 2 is fun. I like that.
Yeah, I keep checking for sales for that because the holiday sales passed me by as far as that, and Gundam Versus was $35. I didn't pull the trigger on that, but almost pulled the trigger on Hitman Game of the Year edition. It was $35, and I went, I should probably buy that, but I'm doing that. Anyway, fellas, let's take her home.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. So all three of us are going to be playing some Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. I know I'll be streaming it over on the twitch.tv/Jefferoth. Justin will be streaming it over at twitch.tv/LevelUpJustin. Dave, will you be streaming it here on Nerd Bacon?
Perhaps. I haven't decided. I have not decided. There's a good
either way,
chance.
Nerd Bacon hosts both of us.
That's right. So
even if you're watching Nerd Bacon, you'll watch either myself or Justin.
Right.
And there may be a case where all three of us will be playing against each other since there is crossplay. Justin and Dave will be playing it on PS4. I play it on PC because PC Master Race. Woo!
I will let you know, and then we can set up a lobby for just the three of us.
Yes, just the three of us,
Ooh,
barring server malfunctions.
Wow. I'm fully expecting. Go ahead.
I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. They did put servers down early in the day for server maintenance.
Let's touch on this real quick. So they're adding so much content into Arcade Edition. They're finally giving this game the meat it deserves as far as the different like story modes, as far as like you can play Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Alpha, 4, and 5, and they get into costumes and like they're putting bonus stages in there. God, Street Fighter 5 is finally a real deal.
It's finally out of beta.
Yeah,
it's a real game.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. This is the real launch of the game.
That's what I was waiting for back in 2016 when the game first launched. I think 2 years ago tonight.
We suffered through vanilla Street Fighter 5 because the launch was abysmal.
Yeah.
As far as because
they won't make that.
It was terrible.
They're not going to make that mistake again. I don't think. I think they learned their lesson on that one.
I hope
Capcom's making some good moves now, anyway. But yeah,
a terrible cash grab. I'm still kind of salty that Justin spent $40 on it and he gets season passes for 1 and 2. I got to spend $30 to get those season passes, and I've been there since day one.
Now, so granted, I've probably spent about I've probably spent about $30 or $70 overall because I think I bought this used when I first got my PlayStation 4 for about $30, and I got this one for $32.
But here's the point: if you just bought that game for $40, you get the arcade edition, so the entire vanilla game, and season passes 1 and 2 for characters.
Yep, and arcade and all the stuff as well, like the arcade mode.
Everything. Yeah. I spent $60 at launch, as did the Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So $60 or $50 for you?
No, I spent like $100 because I bought the collector's edition.
Collector's edition.
Which came with season pass. You got the first round of characters, right? I'm excited to play Street Fighter V on arcade edition, even though I feel kind of shitty about the price stuff here. I feel like I'm being gouged a little bit.
Yeah, I feel excited to play it, but I feel very salty about having to shell out more money for a season 3 pass.
Right, and
and it's $30.
Yeah,
I still
that's bullshit.
I'll have to do that too if I want to get the season 3 pass as well. Like I obviously I don't get that as part of this, but
I think I think I already bought season. Now that I said it out loud, I think I bought season 1. Okay, I do. So I just need to buy season 2 for $20. Okay, I feel better, but still.
And I know when they originally released this game, they said, "Oh, it's going to be the Street Fighter that's not going to have the arcade edition or the Ultra edition or whatever, where it's going to be it's just a games as a service." Well, what do we got here?
Yeah,
It's
but all the
weird.
modes and everything you're getting for free. The only
That
thing
is
you're
true.
not getting
That
for
is true.
free is the characters.
That is
Sure.
true.
At the same point,
That
though,
stuff that
like
should have been in it originally, of course, but
people
we're
got
neither here nor there. But,
people got so mad at EA for the Star Wars Battlefront 2 cash grab. People are talking about this Capcom cash grab like that, and they should be.
I don't think it's as bad of a cash grab. I mean, it's DLC content. Everybody does DLC content.
I know.
yeah.
Whether it's like, oh, I'm paying for extra missions in Assassin's Creed or
Oh, sure.
extra characters in Street Fighter. That's
Season 2 character pass just bought by me. Great. $20. Great. Thank you, Capcom. I'm giving you money, Cap. Oh, here's the thing. So, I don't think Street Fighter V will be my go-to fighter. I think Tekken. So. I feel like Tekken and I are in a relationship. I think Tekken 7 and I are seeing each other. Injustice 2 is my good friend that I hang out with on occasion, and we have a good time together. Injustice 2 is a good buddy of mine.
I know.
Tekken and I are seeing each other. Street Fighter V is my booty call. Like Street Fighter V is my friends with benefits. Like I can come back to whenever I want to, have a good time. But during the day, I don't want to watch Street Fighter V.
And then you got down the way, you see this fine, hot little lady.
This new model coming
and
out.
This new model coming over in Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon Ball Fighters has my attention. That
has your attention. Tekken's getting jealous.
The one I can't have right now, and I'm a little, ready to go on this.
Grass is green on the other side.
But look, I'm excited
really
to play.
Uncomfortable.
Says the guy who made the Waifu and Husbandu awards for us this past year. Jesus,
just
put me on the list.
Just wait till this year's awards. Just wait.
Oh boy.
Just wait.
So anyway,
I'm gonna
wear pants award.
Yeah, so we're gonna skip the Q&A this week because we're all gonna be playing Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, and we need to get the stream in that. And of course, next week is Dragon Ball Fighters and Monster Hunter
and Royal
Rumble. And so yeah, next week on the podcast we'll be doing our Royal Rumble predictions because now we'll have an idea more about the actual card itself. Also tonight on SmackDown is the next round of the U.S. Championship tournament as Jinder Mahal takes on Xavier Woods and Bobby Roode takes on Mojo Rawley. I think Justin may actually have an update.
I do have an update. How'd you know?
You look at your phone.
Well, the update is, long story short, I won't give away the winners, but whoever the two winners are actually facing each other tonight. So both rounds are tonight.
So we're going to have a winner tonight?
That's what it's...
Actual U.S. champion tonight?
I don't think we will. I think it'll end in like a DQ. You'll have your winner at Royal Rumble. But they're saying that they're saying that they're going to face each other tonight. There was an altercation.
I likes it.
All right. So cool. So we'll find out next week where our U.S. Championship match will be. So we'll do Royal Rumble. We'll do Royal Rumble predictions.
You got this.
Yep.
I got this. We'll take her home, and then we'll might do a watch along on Twitch or YouTube or somewhere. You can watch along the Rumble with us. Now the actual event is watch us watching it, because that's legal.
Yes.
Yes.
Fellas, last words before we take her on home and play Street Fighter V all night.
Last words are, what has Seth Killian been working on, and when are we going to see it?
We should have asked him last year at EVO.
Hopefully we'll get a chance this year.
Because wasn't he headlining or spearing that, oh god, it was called Rising Thunder, and then that did not make it out of Alpha.
He was spearheading it, and then his company...
It got bought out,
It got bought out by Riot Games.
Right, the League of Legends
And they
people.
were like, okay, why don't you shut down Rising Thunder, and now you're going to work on this project.
A League of Legends fighter, we thought.
That's what we're hoping for. Which is funny because a lot of Udon artists who cut their teeth on Street Fighter went over and are character designers for Riot Games. And the head of Udon Comics, one of the guys who founded it, is one of the character designers for Overwatch.
Ah.
Yeah, which I found... I was reading the Street Fighter Unlimited, that new book that came out, and that was the story that was in there. And I was like, that makes so much sense, because I've always said Overwatch is like the Street Fighter of first-person shooters because of those amazing character designs. And
right.
That's why it's Udon art.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Udon art.
Udon.
It's weird to hear udon because I think of like Adong because we have Adong restaurant here in Central Iowa in Des Moines.
Forever.
And I hear udon, I hear Adong. That's just me because I know the restaurant. Justin, go ahead.
Just follow us all at our Twitch pages or channels. Follow us on social media. That's really all I got. We're gonna obviously stay tuned for Street Fighter V, and then welcome back Seth Rollins' curb stomp.
Oh,
Done.
yes.
Yeah, he
Very
busted out
much
against Finn
welcome
Balor.
back.
That's nice. That was nice. Yeah, so if you want to follow us on Twitch, Justin's at Level Up Justin. Dave streams here at the Nerd Bacon channel. You're already here. Follow. Do it right now. Subscribe. Oh, wait.
That's right.
You can also follow me at Dave the Watchman on Twitter.
Well, we're waiting for you to do that too.
Yeah, Justin, you could do your Twitter thing.
I am Level Up Justin on Twitter. Follow me there. My Twitter has exploded recently. I've gotten like 20 new followers. So
Nice. Are
Keep
they
it
all
coming.
like motivational speakers or fake women who want to sex you?
I haven't got
They're
any fake
fake?
women actually.
Sorry.
Sorry, Dave. I haven't got any
sorry.
fake women. I've actually got a lot of like random streamers or like small streamers. So
Oh, nice.
There you go. Nice. That usually helps. And now you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Jefferoth, JEPHEROTH.
the only one
we're
has to
gonna be-
spell his name.
Because it sounds weird. It's Jefferoth. They go
It's
J-E-F.
Sephiroth.
Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's-
nice
it's-
thing is though, when you type yours in, you type in JEP, and by the time you do that, I think you're like the only there's only 2 people that pop up, and you're the top one.
Oh yeah, of course I am. There's one point where I streamed Unreal Tournament a week or so ago. I was
I
the
watched.
only person streaming that.
That's so funny. I was
so
watching
if you
that.
search that game, it was just me.
That doesn't sound like happy news for Unreal Tournament, though.
It's still in pre-alpha, so it's still got a ways to go.
Sure.
But anyway,
That reminds
fun,
me,
though.
Sean sent me a code for that game. I've never downloaded it. I need to do it.
Oh
You should.
snap!
it's
Yeah.
kind of it's got potential. It's got a ways to go, but it's got some good potential. It's free, so got potential. All right, fellas, let's take her home. Thank you all for watching the Level Up Lariat podcast. Stay tuned to all of our channels for the Street Fighter V Arcade Edition streams, as well as future streams, and keep it locked at nerdbacon.com for the Level Up Lariat podcast. I am Jeff, aka Jeffer Roth.
I'm Dave the Watchman. And I think we're frozen. So thanks so much. Have a good night,
I
everyone.
love how you said that.
I think we're friends.
Tune in next week for Royal Rumble predictions and our thoughts on Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Stay tuned, sweet. Peace out. Bye.